The second avoidable mistake, and a cousin to the first, is going with the last choice standing. So what does that mean? Let's imagine we're evaluating a question. We check A, doesn't look good. We check B, nah. C is ridiculous, we eliminate it. And so, oh, well, D is the last one, so I'm going to pick it and move on. Or, to be fair, maybe you don't immediately insta-pick D, but maybe you kind of check D and you kind of figure, well, you know what, it's the only one left, and so, maybe it doesn't look great, but hey, it's the last one left, so I'm going to pick it. This opens up a possibility for an avoidable mistake. It's possible that when you evaluated ABC, you made a mistake. You misread something. You were too quick in an elimination. You made some other error. And for that reason, when you got down to D, it was the last one standing, but just by virtue of it being the last choice that you looked at, not because it's good on its own terms. So maybe when you're evaluating these 4 choices, what you should do instead, give each choice its due. Give each choice a chance on its own terms to be right. So I eliminate A, B, C. Okay, I'm at D. And at this point, when I'm doing this, I'm like really crossing my fingers. I'm like, okay, D is the last one. I hope it works. Please work, please work. But I'm ready to let it go if it's not good. So I check it. Let's say, D is just not right. It's got an error. It's bad. So I eliminate D. Now what? Well, obviously, we're not going to go with no answer. We're going to have to pick one of these 4. But I have to start over. But I'm going to start over with the knowledge that I've evaluated all 4 choices. None of them jumped out to me immediately as correct. Perhaps I misread something, or perhaps I need to loosen my standards. Maybe when I go back, maybe what I would do at this point, if I've eliminated all 4, is I go back to my choices and I'd first see, which of these 1 or 2 choices is just really, really, really bad. I'm feeling very confident to get rid of. So maybe that's A and C. And then I look at B and D and say, okay, I know one of these is probably going to be right, so let me give them a closer look. Let me make sure I didn't misread anything. Let me check the passage again. Let me check the grammar. Let me check the math, whatever the case may be. Let me give a really close look to these 2, because at the end of the day, one of these choices has got to be correct. I have to find the best answer, so give yourself an opportunity to do that. It is totally fine and normal. I do it all the time to eliminate 4 choices and say, oh, okay, I got to go back. I got to reevaluate. Much better, much more logical than just either going with the last one standing immediately or kind of giving it a cursory read, but you're going to pick it almost no matter what it says. Don't do that. Give each choice a chance. Evaluate them fairly, and you're going to have a lot more accuracy when you're working these questions.